and that they've been exposed a little bit in the last couple of weeks, not handling inferior talent or talented teams like, Greenville had. Of course, that's the thing. Greenville's been to two, they've won 4 state titles in 10 years. They're the back-to-back, they've been in those big ball games. They've taken care of business when they needed to. Elizabethton's never really been in that role, or they've not shown that they can, put their foot on the throat and take teams out whenever they need to. So, be interesting to see. As we go over to Virginia, I think right up the road, I think will probably be the best game of the night. Eastside's at Twin Springs. Eastside, they're getting healthy finally, but Twin Springs playing extremely well. Again, they took Castlewood to the very end last week. Being, of course, I do always talk about the homecoming factor, and there's something about that. I hope they win. And I think that, again, Larry and Andy, you talk about that was his 4th upset special, was Twin Springs. Sort of like
I took them also.
Yep. So I don't know if it's necessarily an upset or not, but we'll see what happens. Hurley and Honaker, I think, is going to be an interesting ball game. Hurley, so physical up front. Again, that front 7, offensively and defensively, be a tough road to hoe for the Tigers. So, Chris, we're talking about Lehigh. We've watched them a little bit here coming up. They are 0-6 right now, playing for their playoff lives. Gate City coming off the huge win. Do you think there'll be a quote-unquote hangover effect for the Blue Devils? Again, they took care of business so easily against Marion. They've got a hungry Lehigh team coming in here. They've read the papers. They've seen what everybody said. They should win easily. What do you think about that?
I don't think so. Last week just really let the boys get out a whole bunch of frustrations that they've been building up, and I think they're going to come out tonight and just show the world that was not a fluke.
Again, Lehigh, they started the season off in the wishbone, really sort of conservative. 2 tight ends. They wanted to try to ground and pound.
That was before General Lee showed up and took control.
That's before you've spotted the general.
I just wondered, do they have Stonewall Jackson as their defensive coordinator?
Jeb on offense and Stonewall on defense. We'll have to see, but
little history teacher humor there.
Yeah. There's about 1,000 people out there right now. It's like, what is this guy talking about? So, anyway, again, make sure that you send all correspondence to Chris Carr at Sevier Middle School. Okay, so, you're talking about Lehigh coming in.
You're going to get me called to the principal's office again.
Exactly. I'm going to put your email address on the website. So, but talking about Lehigh, now they are multifaceted. They're going to throw it. They're going to run it. What they showed in the pregame and what we've seen a little bit earlier the last couple games, they're going to go unbalanced. They're going to go 5 wide. They're going to try to get some mismatches against the Blue Devils. I don't know if they'll be able to utilize it and do that or not. But because, again, last week, as we talked about, Gate City probably the most fundamentally sound game they've played. They played in their gaps. They played good, responsible football. Be interested to see if that has any effect tonight.
Well, one thing that really scares me about Lehigh is they have nothing to lose. Mm-hmm. So I think they're going to throw everything they've got at Gate City tonight. And if they've been debating running the trick play or not, there's no better time than tonight for them to let it all hang out. So Gate City better be ready. Something tells me the secondary better be prepared. Just all around, they better have their heads up.
Tanner Laster, number 7, you're going to hear his name all night long for Lehigh. He is their starting quarterback. He also plays safety. He's kind of their quarterback on both sides of the ball. You were talking about in the pregame, Hunter Parkey. He's a wide receiver, defensive back. He's also a senior for Lehigh. He's kind of one of those guys he's our Levi Roten. He may line up at running back. He may line up at wide receiver. And like I said, he kicks.
But does he have Levi Roten's big heart?
Ooh, don't know. Again, our fan club, the Levi Roten fan club, wherever you're at, loud and proud tonight, I'm sure. Again, but now the thing that Lehigh came into the season and they sort of hung their hat on is they had a big offensive line. Noah Sage, all-region selection last year, he starts both ways, number 74. You'll probably hear a lot about him tonight, as well as Hunter Jackson and Luke Estes. Those are you're talking about 280 pounds, 270, 275 pound. Be interesting to see if they go behind them or if they do try to utilize what speed they have to get on the corners against the Blue Devils.
Well, I think Gate City needs to make a statement early on. I wouldn't even be opposed to Gate City getting the ball first right now and just kind of throwing down the gauntlet and saying, stop us.
Well, and you talk about the mentality of Lehigh. They've taken it on the chin. I mean, there's no other way to sidestep that. And when you average losing by 4.5, 5 touchdowns a night, and all of a sudden you're down 14-0 or 21-0 first half, what's that to stop to say, oh, here we go again? And like you said, just the mental aspect of, some of these trick plays not working or whatever. I'll be interested to see what happens. So Gate City's captains have already come out. We're about 5 minutes away from kickoff here. It's going to be captains tonight. Will be number 64, Austin Roberts. Of course, he's a senior, as well as number 66, Logan Davidson, and number 68, Kirk Gibson. Again, 3 of our solid offensive linemen that we're going to lose next year, Chris. Of course, this team has 13 seniors on a 34-person roster. So,
20% of the roster almost? 20, a little bit more than that.
Yep. Good news, though, for Gate City. Of course, that JV middle school team has played extremely well. They beat John Battle last week. I believe 37-22 was the final. Their final game of the season will be Monday night here. They will take on John Battle again in the home-and-home series. They've knocked off Union a little bit earlier as well. So some things are coming along, hopefully, for Gate City into the future. So we're about 4 minutes away, so we'll pause right quick. We'll take another break. Come back on the flip side of that. We'll have the coin toss and get you ready for Lehigh and Gate City here from Legion Field on a beautiful, cool October night. Again, you're listening to the home of Blue Devil Sports. This is Gate City Sports Radio. Over the last 11 years, Christina Kilgore-Wiggs has continued to demonstrate her vast knowledge of the local real estate market and strives to represent each of her clients with the value and respect they deserve. She is a trusted and well-respected real estate professional, and now she has joined a group who shares her vision of putting clients first. She is now with Conservis Real Estate Group and welcomes the opportunity to serve you and your family. Please call her today at 423-360-0092. That's 423-360-0092. Or go to christina.conservisrealestategroup.com for more information. Are you concerned about the ever-increasing cost of college education? Does it worry you about being prepared for this time in your family's life? If so, there is help in the form of James River Advisors. Your local office in Gate City is managed by Edwin Cox, and he is ready to take care of all of your needs. He believes in establishing long-lasting relationships with his clients based on trust. Edwin is ready to help you with your college planning, financial planning, investments, and much, much more. Give him a call today at 276-690-8014. Again, that's 276-690-8014. He's located at 122 East Jackson Street next to Dollar General in Gate City. A proud supporter of local athletics, the law office of Jesse Walker McMurray is a local firm dedicated to serving the people of Southwest Virginia and specializing in real estate, wills, trust, and estate planning. Contact Jesse McMurray at 276-690-0773. That's 276-690-0773. They are located in downtown Gate City across from the courthouse at 191 West Jackson Street, Suite 301. And we're back here live from Legion Field. Gate City and Lehigh, the captains are meeting at the Devilhead at the midfield right now. Again, Gate City dressed tonight in their black jerseys with blue lettering, white outline. Of course, they've got their black helmets and white pants. Lehigh, they've got their gold helmets with the red L on them, as well as their white road jerseys and their gold pants. So the clock is about to hit 1 minute. And we've heard where the music now comes up. Gate City and Lehigh both about to take the field here at Legion Field. There's the coin toss. Captains tonight for Lehigh will be number 74, Noah Sage. Again, the senior. Also out there with him is Jaden Spain. And number 12 will be Nick Napier, and then that will also be Tanner Laster. Looks like Lehigh will receive the opening kickoff. Gate City will be kicking left to right on your radio dial.
These white pants are kind of a new look for Gate City. I don't remember them wearing them this season, have they?
Well,
they've been in the black pants this year.
I'm not the fashionista.
I believe so. I kind of like mixing it up. UT came out in a solid orange last week, and it made a world of difference. So let's just keep that momentum rolling here with Gate City now.
Again, onto the field come the Lehigh Generals again, 0-6. And here come your Gate City Blue Devils. Blue Devils at 2-5, the number 7 seed in the VHSL playoffs. If they started today, Lehigh ranked number 11 in the region. Of course, want to send a shout out and a thank you to everybody that's listening tonight. We've got listeners in Nashville. We've got listeners in Knoxville. Of course, our number 1 fans, Emory and Campbell Carter, are at a wedding in Knoxville and listening to us. Emory, if you're listening to the weddings going on right now, you need to pay attention to what's going on there.
Joe, I was surprised when we got our demographic breakdown report. I had no idea, but and perhaps you did already knew this, but I did not, that Nashville has our second highest audience.
Actually, it beats Kingsport in Johnson City, which is 3 and 4.
So Nashville people, we appreciate you. Stay tuned.
Definitely so. Again, we want to say thank you to everybody for making us a part of your Friday night. All right, so again, Lehigh has come out. They will receive. Back deep will be Nick Napier, and number 4, that is Dustin Reagan. Gate City comes out again. Landon Blanton will kick off once again for the Blue Devils. And we're about ready to kick off here. Chris, pretty good crowd. It's a little bit cooler night than what we're used to. Of course, the lights are already on. And it's also a pink out night again, bringing awareness to Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in October. So, everybody do their feet.
Joe, before we do that, I want to give a shout-out to my favorite breast cancer survivor, my mom. I think she's listening right now in South Carolina.
We certainly appreciate her and the battle she's went through. All right, Landon Blanton kicks off, and we are underway as it's going to be a short kick up to about the 28-yard line. And running straight out of bounds is Darian Daly.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone take an opening kickoff and get to the sidelines as fast as they possibly could.
Chris, I would dare say that Usain Bolt couldn't have made it quicker to the sideline. He caught it on the 28 and run as hard as he could for a 4-yard return. Got out of bounds.
But he ran about 50 yards to get out of bounds.
And there was nobody that even got. So there was nobody on the tackle for Gate City because there was no use of it. Okay. All right. So Lehigh has got 3 wide receivers set to the right. They've got 1 to the left. And Laster will be in the shotgun as there's motion. Comes to the left-hand side. He's going to throw it first play of the game, and it's going to be taken down.
Flags on the play.
Flags on the play. Great job by DeAndre Mack that came up in support and tackled number 2, Bryce Clark, but there is a penalty flag on the play. I think they're going to call illegal motion, Chris.
That or I'm wondering, Gate City got such a big break on that they line up off sides.
They had motion coming to the left-hand side.
You were right.
And I think they're going to decline the play.
False start and declined.
DeAndre really last week played so well from a quarterback position. And, again, starting off tonight here, puts Lehigh back already. That was about a 7-yard, 8-yard, 9-yard loss. Second down and 19. And Lehigh comes out 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Laster's got it. He's going to run a quarterback draw, and he's got a little bit of room. He's up all the way to about the 30-yard line. Give him a carry and a gain of about 6 yards for Lehigh. That's going to set up 3rd down and 10, the first 3rd down opportunity tonight for the Generals. Just underway here from Legion Field. Clock runs with 11:20 left here, first quarter. Gate City comes out again. They are in a 3-down lineman, basically a 3-5 defense. Lehigh, 3 wide receivers to the right-hand side. Laster's going to try to throw it. He rolls to the right, and he's looking to go deep. He's still rolling. He comes back to the left-hand side, though. There's no contain on this side, but Carson Jenkins comes up, and forces a throw. He does get it off, and